The movie opens with a journalist who refuses to mind her own business. And honestly, thank goodness she doesn't. Mattia is an investigative reporter who has spent months digging into the mysterious disappearance of children across the city. The police barely seem interested, but she isn't about to let innocent kids disappear without a fight. One of the missing children is a boy who used to hand her flowers at a cafe, making the case painfully personal. Following a trail of evidence, Mattia sneaks into an abandoned warehouse. Inside, she finds a kidnapped child being tortured by armed criminals. Instead of calling for backup, she does what action movie protagonists do best. She kicks the door open and starts throwing hands. And surprisingly, she's actually good at it. Mattia fights through multiple kidnappers and manages to free the child. But just as it looks like they've escaped, an arrow flies straight into the boy. Standing in the shadows is Tag, a deadly hunter who treats a bow and arrows like they're cheat codes. Beside him is Paklan, one of the leaders of the child trafficking operation. Mattia charges at them without hesitation. But before we learn what happens next, the movie shifts to someone who seems completely unrelated. Meet Wei. On the surface, Wang is just a quiet Chinese handyman working odd repair jobs. He can't speak, but he understands everything around him. The movie never explains where he learned to fight, and honestly, the guy gives off serious retired final boss pretending to be an NPC energy. The most important person in his life is his young daughter, Renie. She's visiting him from China during her school break. Since her mother passed away years ago, Renie wants nothing more than for her father to move back home with her. But every time she asks, Wang quietly refuses. He spends his days fixing pipes and repairing buildings while Renie keeps trying to reconnect with the father she barely gets to see. One day, Wang takes her to a repair job at a small shop. While he's working, a gang of local thugs storms inside, threatening the elderly owner and demanding money. Renie immediately wants her father to stop them. Instead, Wang simply takes her hand and walks away. According to him, getting involved in every fight only creates more trouble. Renie completely disagrees. She believes staying silent while innocent people suffer is just another form of helping the bad guys. It's a small argument now, but that conversation quietly becomes the heart of the entire movie. Meanwhile, another story is unfolding. Mattia's husband, Naveen, appears to be making a deal with child traffickers. He claims wealthy buyers are waiting at the harbor and offers 3 times the normal price for 30 children. Yeah, 30. That immediately sounds suspicious. After the meeting ends, Naveen returns to his camper van and removes a tiny button from his shirt. It's actually a hidden spy camera. Turns out he isn't buying children at all. He's secretly infiltrating the trafficking network, because Mattia has disappeared during her investigation, and he believes the gang knows exactly what happened to her. So while the police are accomplishing absolutely nothing, one journalist and one husband are risking their lives to expose an entire criminal empire. Back at home, Wang cooks dinner while Renie practices martial arts. Well, she tries to. She's still upset because her father is always busy. Wang explains that learning self-defense is important since he won't always be there to protect her. Renie's response hits harder than any punch in this movie. She tells him he isn't really there now either. Later that night, the news reports that children continue disappearing across the city, and investigative journalist Mattia has now gone missing as well. The danger is getting closer. The next day, Wang takes Renie to get a haircut because shorter hair makes martial arts training easier. Renie couldn't care less about the haircut. What she really wants is her dad's attention. She tells him she'd rather spend one afternoon with him than learn another fighting technique before storming out of the salon. Unfortunately, walking away alone becomes the biggest mistake of the day. Outside, a frightened boy approaches Renie and begs for help, claiming his sister has been hit by a car. Without thinking twice, Renie follows him into a quiet alley. The moment she reaches a garbage truck, several kidnappers throw a black bag over her head and drag her inside. She has been kidnapped. When Wang realizes she's missing, panic replaces his usual calm expression. Then he hears it, a faint scream. Looking down the street, he spots the garbage truck driving away. The news report, the missing children, everything suddenly clicks. His daughter has become the gang's next victim. What happens next proves that Wang isn't an ordinary handyman. He sprints after a moving garbage truck and actually catches it. No normal person does that. No plumber has business running this fast. This man has definitely been hiding a few updates from his resume. Wang grabs onto the speeding truck, climbs to the driver's side, forces the driver away from the wheel and slams the handbrake. The truck screeches to a stop, but his rescue is far from over. A mountain of a man named Ho steps out of the back. This guy doesn't fight with skill. He fights like gravity itself decided to become a human. Instead of throwing punches, Ho grabs Wang and repeatedly smashes him into walls, the ground, and anything else nearby. Wang manages to fight his way back to the truck and desperately tears open garbage bags until he finally finds Renie tied up inside. For one brief second, it looks like he's won. Then Ho attacks again. Using a massive steel bar, he pins Wang against the truck before smashing him a brutal headbutt that actually dents the metal. The kidnappers restart the truck and speed away with Renie still inside. Covered in blood, Wang keeps chasing them barefoot across broken glass and rough pavement. Bro's feet are basically filing a resignation letter at this point. Renie regains consciousness just long enough to see her father running after the truck. She screams for him, but the kidnappers drag her toward the edge of the vehicle, threatening to throw her out if Wang doesn't stop. He still refuses to give up. Just as he gets close enough to reach her, a passing car crashes into him. The truck disappears. His daughter is gone. Despite serious injuries, Wang heads straight to the police station. Since he can't speak, he writes everything down: the truck number, the kidnappers' faces, every detail he can remember. A young female officer believes him and starts filing the report. Then her senior officer walks in. Instead of treating it as an emergency, he insists the police must follow procedure. Even with a license plate and eyewitness testimony, he tells Wang to file a complaint and wait for updates. Translation: good luck. As Wang leaves, he notices an entire wall covered with photos of missing children. He stares at the board for a long moment before realizing something terrifying. If he waits for the system to act, Renie's photo will probably end up there too. Meanwhile, Renie is locked inside an underground basement with dozens of kidnapped children. The same young boy who tricked her watches from upstairs before running away. Now she realizes he wasn't another victim. He was working for the gang. Back home, Wang cleans his wounds in silence. His body is covered with cuts and bruises, but once the pain settles, he opens an old storage box. Inside are sturdy boots, combat gear, and a heavy hammer. Normal plumbers definitely keep those lying around. While searching the garbage truck earlier, Wang found flyers connected to an underground fight club. He believes the kidnappers may be linked to it, so he grabs the hammer and heads there alone. Coincidentally, Naveen has also arranged another meeting with the traffickers at the same club. Inside, illegal fights are taking place while spectators gamble on every punch. Naveen meets Song, the local boss running the trafficking network. Pretending to represent wealthy buyers, he repeats his offer for 30 children but adds one condition. He wants to personally inspect them before making the purchase. That immediately raises Song's suspicions. Who asks to inspect 30 kidnapped children? Trying to stay calm, Naveen confidently explains that he works for powerful clients who don't tolerate mistakes. If Song refuses the deal, another gang will happily take the money instead. Money wins. Song reluctantly agrees. Before anything else can happen, Wang spots one of Renie's kidnappers inside the club. He marches toward him. The kidnapper instantly recognizes Wang and shouts that he's carrying a gun, promising a huge reward to anyone who kills him. Within seconds, the entire club turns into one giant boss battle. Guards, fighters, gamblers, and armed criminals all rush toward Wang. Huge mistake. Every object around him becomes a weapon. Chairs, pipes, bottles, whatever reaches his hand first. And when he finally pulls out the hammer, things get very painful for the bad guys. Bones start breaking left and right. Meanwhile, Song hears the chaos and assumes Naveen has betrayed him. He orders his men to kill Naveen as well. Now both heroes are fighting through different parts of the same building without realizing they're actually on the same side. During the chaos, the kidnapper falls into the fighting arena below while Naveen slips into the club's computer room. There, he starts copying records onto a flash drive. Before he can finish, Wang bursts into the room and attacks him. From Wang's perspective, Naveen is standing inside the criminals' headquarters. From Naveen's perspective, Wang is another one of Song's fighters. Neither has time to explain. So naturally, they start beating the life out of each other. The fight is fast, brutal, and surprisingly even. Then something changes. A photograph falls out of Wang's jacket. It's a picture of Renie. Naveen immediately lowers his guard. He realizes Wang isn't working for the gang. He's another father searching for someone he loves. Naveen explains that he's looking for his missing wife, Matia, while Wang is trying to rescue his daughter. Different people, same enemy. Outside, police sirens begin approaching the club. The two men escape through the back entrance with the flash drive and regroup inside Naveen's camper van. For the first time, they compare everything they've discovered. The stolen files, Matia's investigation, security footage. One face appears again and again. Ho. Naveen explains that Ho was raised by Song from childhood after suffering a serious head injury years ago. Song manipulated him into believing he was his real father, turning him into a loyal weapon who follows every order without question. As they continue reviewing evidence, another clue keeps appearing. A delivery truck from a local ice factory. Neither man knows exactly why, but both agree on one thing: if they want to find Renie, Matia, and the missing children. Their next stop is the ice factory. The next morning, Wang and Naveen arrive at the ice factory. Naveen suggests making a proper plan because the place is probably full of armed guards. Wang thinks about it for exactly 2.1 seconds. He points left for Naveen and points right for himself. Brilliant plan. It's somehow the most Wang thing imaginable. The moment they step through the gate, the guards rush them with axes, knives, and swords. Wang tears through them while Naveen fights his way in from the opposite side. Inside one of the freezing rooms, Naveen makes a horrifying discovery. Several frozen bodies are hidden inside giant blocks of ice. Anyone who betrayed Song was simply erased and stored like forgotten popsicles. Before Naveen can react, Ho charges in. Even after everything they've already survived, Ho is still an absolute tank. Every tech Neen uses barely slows him down. Meanwhile, Wang reaches the upper floor, where Song is waiting with a gun. Bullets start flying everywhere. Using stacks of ice containers as cover, Wang and Naveen work together for the first time. One distracts Song while the other circles around. At the perfect moment, they knock a massive storage container onto him, leaving him unconscious. Onlo remains. The two heroes fight side by side, but even together they struggle to stop him. Ho slams Wang so hard into the floor that it collapses beneath him. Wang crashes into the basement below, only to discover it's empty. The children have already been moved. Then he spots something on the floor: Renie's blood-stained shirt. For the first time in the movie, Wang completely breaks down. He believes he's lost the only family he has left, but grief quickly turns into rage. He climbs back upstairs just as Ho is about to kill Naveen. Wang attacks from behind, grabs a heavy hammer, and finally overpowers the giant. He almost finishes Ho right there. Naveen stops him. Without Song or Ho alive, they'll never find the children. After some very convincing interrogation methods, Song finally talks. The missing children have all been moved to a place called Snake Pit Building. According to him, getting inside is possible. Getting back out alive is the hard part. Elsewhere, Pak Lang meets with the wealthy partners funding the trafficking operation. Before anyone can reach the children, he secretly relocates them again and orders tighter security. Inside Snake Pit Building, Renie refuses to give up. She notices a weak escape route and secretly keeps searching for a way out. When a guard opens the room, she attacks with a hidden piece of metal, giving the children a chance to escape. At the same time, Song tries running away after being released. He doesn't get far. An arrow suddenly pierces his leg. Tag has come to silence him forever. Breaking the gang's rules has only one punishment: death. Tag kills Song without hesitation. Nearby, Ho discovers Song's body and sees the arrows. Believing Pak Lang and Tag murdered the only father figure he ever knew, he goes after them as well. Meanwhile, Wang and Naveen finally reach Snakebite Building. Knowing the corrupt police can't be trusted, Naveen starts a live stream using Matia's social media account. He reveals that the missing children are trapped inside the building and begs the public for help. Smart move. Now the entire city is watching. Inside, guards begin recapturing the escaping children. Just as they corner Renie, Wang arrives. Anyone standing between him and his daughter immediately regrets every life decision that led to this moment. Father and daughter finally reunite. Wang wants to leave immediately. Renie refuses. She points out that dozens of children are still trapped inside. Saving only herself isn't enough. That one decision perfectly proves she's her father's daughter. Naveen tells Wang to get Renie out while he stays behind to rescue everyone else. For a moment, Wang actually leaves. Outside, families of the missing children gather after seeing the live stream. A female police officer wants to help, but her corrupt superior blocks every attempt to enter while freely allowing Pak Lang's armed men inside. At last, the officer realizes the police have been protecting the criminals all along. As Wang prepares to escape with Renie, he notices hundreds of armed gang members entering the building. He could drive away. He could finally keep his daughter safe. Instead, he turns the bike around, because some battles become your responsibility the moment you witness them. Renie climbs onto the back holding nothing but a wooden stick. Father drives, daughter swings. It's a father-daughter bonding moment. Together, Wang and Naveen free the remaining children and lead them toward the roof. The orphan boy who tricked Renie earlier asks why she came back for him. She simply smiles and tells him that even if they aren't family by blood, they're friends now. Since the stairs are blocked, the children tie bedsheets together to make a rope and begin climbing down one by one. The female officer finally disobeys her corrupt commander and storms the building with officers who still believe in doing the right thing. Just as Renie starts descending, the bedsheets tear apart. She falls from the rooftop, but the police and waiting families catch her safely below. The last child is rescued moments later, and the officers move in, arresting or eliminating the remaining criminals. For a brief moment, it finally feels like the nightmare is over. Except it isn't. Pak Lang survives. Consumed by revenge after accidentally causing the deaths of his own pregnant wife and unborn child, he blames Wang and Naveen instead of accepting responsibility for his actions. Together with Tag, he launches one final assault on the police station during a violent storm. The lights go out. Officers fall one by one. Inside the cells, Wang realizes something is wrong, unlocks the door, and escapes with Naveen. The final battle begins. Tag wounds Renie with an arrow as she hides upstairs. Naveen faces Pak Lang while Wang battles Tag. Ho suddenly joins the fight as well, attacking everyone because he believes they all caused Song's death. The station turns into absolute chaos. During the battle, Tag drops several rings, including Matia's wedding ring. Venom immediately recognizes it. Tag calmly admits he murdered her. That confession changes everything. Already dying from his injuries, Naveen pours every ounce of strength into one final attack, killing Tag at the cost of his own life. As Wang reaches him, Naveen clutches Matia's ring and quietly says he has finally found his wife. Then he dies. Elsewhere, Ho falls after his brutal fight, leaving only Pak Lang. The final duel sends Wang and Pak Lang crashing through a window. Both men are barely able to stand. Using a broken bicycle pedal and every bit of strength he has left, Wang finally defeats Pak Lang, ending the entire trafficking network once and for all. 1 month later, life slowly returns to normal. Wang adopts the orphaned boy, giving Renie a brother and the child a real family for the first time. He also keeps small reminders of Naveen and Matia, whose sacrifices saved countless innocent lives. Renie asks Wang about his mysterious past. Wang signals, "Let's go watch How I Met Your Mother on Netflix." The movie ends. Who was he before all of this? Where did he learn to fight like that? And why does he refuse to return to China? The movie never answers those questions. But it leaves us with something far more important. At the beginning, Wang believed staying out of other people's problems was the safest choice. By the end, he risks everything to save children he has never even met. Because sometimes looking away is exactly what evil wants. And family isn't always the people you're born with. Sometimes, it's the people you're willing to fight for. And that's where The Furious comes to an end. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely time.